Guess who's back? Back again. Heel Heat's back. Tell some friends. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Heel Heat. After 18 long months, we have finally returned to YouTube. It's been a long while, so let's jump right back into it. Feet first. This is going to be a best of 2021 episode with my opinions on what the best of 2021 is. We're going to start off with the Breakout Star for 2021, and for me, that's Braun Breaker. Now, Braun Breaker, he's been the highlight of NXT 2.0 so far. He's definitely got his father, if you didn't know who that was, Rick Steiner's. A lot of similarities with Rick, more of a his speech pattern and his interview pattern is a lot like his Uncle Scott. So he kind of has the best of both worlds with the Steiner brothers, which is one of the legendary tag teams in all of wrestling, so you can't go wrong being compared to them, especially since you're the son of one of the Steiner brothers. So I think he's definitely a guy who, within the next 3 years, is going to main event WrestleManias and be a world champion on that Roman Reigns level, on that Big E level right now. Now, our next category, the best tag team of the year. And for me, that's going to be FTR. FTR, whether it be the AAA tag champions or in AEW, or even as of this recording, they showed up last night at Final Battle in Ring of Honor. One of the better tag teams in the world and have been for a very long time. This year, I think they stood out above everybody else, personally, in my opinion. I think they really took the mantle this year of being the best tag team there is out there. So I'm going to go with FTR for that. Now, the match of the year for me is going to be Walter versus Ilya Dragunov, number 2, from, NXT TakeOver 36. This may go down as the greatest match in TakeOver history. It is definitely one of my favorite matches over the last decade or so. I really enjoyed the violence that they brought to each other. I really enjoyed how they structured this match and how it was different between this and the first one. Very good match. In my opinion, if I was someone to do star ratings, and I do on some other reviews, I'd say this is a 5-star match without any question. Now, next up, the best talker of the year. For me, there were a lot of guys with the return of CM Punk coming in. He was definitely in that category. Roman Reigns has done some excellent work. Paul Heyman's always up there. But to me, the guy was Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston's promos made him, if not the most believable, one of the most believable wrestlers in all of wrestling this year. Speaking of Eddie Kingston, the promotion of the year, the promotion that Eddie works for, AEW. Between bringing in Ruby Soho, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, the payoff of the long story with Adam Page. To me, they're firing as hot as they ever been, and they've definitely cemented themselves as the number 2 company with a strong lead on becoming the number 1 company. Speaking of them, our biggest story in wrestling this year, probably the biggest story in 7 years, because it's something that a lot of us have waited 7 years to see, and that is the return of Charles Montgomery Punk, or CM Punk, as most people know him. Punk coming back was one of them goosebumps moments, one of those moments where you enjoyed being a wrestling fan because you wanted it so bad, and then it really actually happened. Even leading up to the day, no one really could be 100% believe that it was going to happen because the rumors were out there ever since the day he walked away Oh, he's coming back at Royal Rumble. He's coming back here. He's coming back there. He's going to do this. And then there was always he never wanted to do anything. He didn't want to come back to wrestling. So it was always, what if? It was never, oh, he's definitely going to. And finally, he came back. He looks happier than he has ever looked in wrestling. Um, I've enjoyed his run back so far. So to me, and being a huge CM Punk fan, it is the biggest story in wrestling is CM Punk coming back. Which leads to my favorite pay-per-view, or the best pay-per-view of the year, which I'm going to go with All Out. You had the return of CM Punk versus Darby Allin, Kenny Omega versus Christian, which was an excellent match, the Women's Casino Battle Royale, which I thought was excellent. You had debuts of Ruby Soho, Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole. The list goes on and on. This show was perfect from beginning to end. It is one of those shows that you can go back in 5 years and watch again and relive that moment, because it was such a moment, seeing CM Punk wrestle again, seeing Adam Cole debut, seeing Bryan Danielson debut, and I know everybody does that. Seeing Ruby Soho debut. It was all fantastic. It was a great show and a great way, or a great explanation of what can be done in pro wrestling if you really try. Or a great example, not explanation. I don't know why I said explanation. But anyway, I digress. Now, coming off of that, I gave you guys an opportunity to get a vote in on this. I simply asked on our Twitter, I put a poll up for what is the what is the viewer's choice, the wrestler of the year. I put it on our Twitter. I copied the link to our Facebook. The options were Deonna Purrazzo, Roman Reigns, Kenny Omega, or other. Let us know who. We did get a vote for Christian, and we did get a vote for R-Truth. Christian, very deserving. I'm not sure if R-Truth was a troll or not, but he did have a great year. I know R-Truth has his fans. But overwhelmingly, the winner of the poll ended up being Roman Reigns, which I can't really disagree too much. The stuff that he's doing with the Bloodline, the stuff that him and Paul Heyman, him and the Usos are doing, is some of the greatest stuff he's done in his entire career. So going with that, I can't say you guys picked a wrong answer. I personally would have did a little bit different, which you're going to see here in a moment, but Roman definitely deserves it. His match quality was great. His match at WrestleMania with then Daniel Bryan and Edge was a good match. His stuff that he's been doing with Brock Lesnar has been great. I just think it's been really his year, and he's finally the guy that they wanted him to be 7 years ago. Now, coming off of that, my opinion on who the best wrestler of the year is. And to me, I went a little bit of a different route. I went with Deonna Purrazzo, because what she's doing in AAA, what she's done in Impact, to me, she's really brought to the forefront what a great woman's wrestler can be. And she's carried the Impact title, carried the AAA title. She's not the Impact champion right now. She's been on NWA. Just last night she showed up in Ring of Honor. She's carried it in a way that someone like a Ric Flair would carry the titles. She carries herself with an air of regalness, which makes her so believable as a world champion. Kind of like what Nick Aldis had in NWA. She has that same feeling to her, where you believe her as a world champion. She carries herself as a world champion. And she elevates everybody she's in the ring with. I think she was the best wrestler of the year. It's not an easy choice. Roman Reigns was deserving. Kenny Omega was deserving. There's a lot of people that could have been that, but to me, I went with Deonna Purrazzo. But what do you think? Let me know your opinions. If you agree with me, if you disagree, put it down here in the comments. Leave us a comment. Make sure you smash that like button, share the video. Let's get these videos out there. I came back to YouTube, so hopefully we can grow this channel together. I'm going to need you guys' help to do that. I'm going to need you guys to share these videos, to like them. The more you like, the more you comment, the more you share, the more YouTube is going to recommend me to new people, and the more I get recommended to new people, the more subscribers I get. The more subscribers I get, the better equipment I can get, and the better I can make the show. So basically, if you could please like, comment, and share. Even if you have some criticism, leave me the criticism down there. I'd love to hear that too. But with all that being said, thank you for being patient, waiting for my return. Thank you if you're coming back to the video after 18 months. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you if this is the first video you watched. Hopefully you'll go back, watch some of my older videos, and hopefully we can get you watching the videos going forward. With all that being said, my name is George Coles, and this has been Heel Heat's Best of 2021.